guys doing? Launching our second piece over here on this side. What is up, TikTok? How you guys doing? Happy Monday. Haven't seen you guys all week. Where you guys been? Huh? Where you guys been? Okay, and then we got 3, 2, 1, YouTube. Happy Monday, YouTube. How are you guys doing? So many cool things happening this week. A few things to talk about. I know I'm not in front of you guys right now, but you can hear me. And I just missed one little piece right here. All right, so we are good. How you guys doing? Merry Christmas. We got a week away until we're at Christmas time. A week away until we get to open presents. A week away until, what else? What else do we have a week away until? Some of us don't go to work. Some of us get time off. I know school's out for a lot of you kiddos. Let me straighten this out because it is not straight for me. Hey guys, how you doing? What's up, finance man? Where you at, man? Where you at? I thought you were going to be right here with me, solving humanity's crises when it comes to mortgages and such. So what's going on, guys? What's going on? TikTok world. There's a lot to talk about. We're waiting for Lee to log in. Let me turn this off until he logs in so you guys don't get confused and think should be something there. There's nothing there, guys. There's nothing there. So let's talk about a couple things, okay? I was listening to Patrick Bet-David's podcast, okay, PBD. What's up, Terry? How you doing? PBD, he's a pretty cool guy. He's a self-made billionaire. He's very on the political side. Interviews a lot of people when it comes to politics. Definitely big when it comes to business. He had mentioned, one of his guys actually mentioned, that mortgages have gone up 90%. Now, I know the rates are going up. We do loans every single day. We know the challenges that we face. But I don't necessarily know the numbers that the world sees. And I heard that 90%. Sounds a little bit high, but mortgage payments going up that high is insane. And that fast is insane. 90%. So we realized months ago, probably 2 years ago, we're like, whoa, how are people going to be able to buy houses? I mean, we have a national platform. We do loans across the nation. The only state we don't do loans in now is New York. So we do all states. We do Hawaii. We do Alaska. We do all states except for New York. And because we have a national platform, we get to talk to people across the nation. We know how much people make. We know who's getting qualified and who's not because we have our hands on the files and we know what's going on. So because of that, we thought, hey, we got to come up with another way to help these people. Number one, we want to be able to help people get into houses. Number two, we want to be able to expand our business. And number three, we want to be able to keep everything going from all angles. So what we said was, let's start a side business, something brand new that we're not already involved in, that we haven't tried, and let's see if it's working. And if it does work, let's share it with our platform so that you guys have an opportunity to make more money, okay? And it's working. It's digital online marketing. We're making commissions. It's working. Are we rich from it? No. Are we making a killing from it? Not yet. Are we doing okay? Yeah, we're doing okay. We're making more. We're positive cash flow when it comes to that side hustle, okay? So if you guys want a side hustle, if you guys want an opportunity to hopefully buy a house, buy a Ferrari, pay bills, make sure your gas tank is full, make sure the refrigerator is full, make sure we keep up with inflation, whatever the case may be, you can. And you know how? Side hustle. It can be one of these, okay? So follow either one of these. It takes you to the same spot. Lee and I are both doing it. But if you want to do something else, that's okay too. I know a lot of people that wash cars. I mean, we get people that come to our office, wash the cars. I got a lady that comes into our office almost every day selling tamales. We see these people who are, kind of artists and stuff. They have these little machines. I lost it. Cricut. Okay, it's a Cricut machine. They're using these Cricut machines and they're making T-shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff and selling products. The problem that a lot of these people have is they have to knock on doors. A lot of these people have to walk, like I said, the lady has to walk into our office in order to sell us tamales. The guy has to walk into our office in order to see if we want our car washed. But what if they had a digital platform? What if they could talk to people that they haven't talked to before that will inbound them with calls or whatever so that they can grow their business bigger, so they can grow it faster? Or maybe they don't want to grow bigger. Maybe they just want a full calendar so they can make their mortgage payment. Well, the system that we have going can help you guys do that too. So if you already have a side hustle, cool, roadmap to riches. If you want a brand new side hustle, cool, roadmap to riches. So a lot of different routes you can go, a lot of different ways you can go. Just want to let you guys know that from our side, it's working, it's good. I hope you guys are doing well too. If you're on our platform, let me know how you're doing. I really want to see what's going on. I can't read all the things, but I'm going to try right now. Hold on, let me log in on this side, and I'll see what you guys' messages are. It's a little different, guys, because Lee's not here with me today. He was supposed to be on the Zoom. I don't know what happened. I think he's in the air. He's flying right now, but he should be back. Let's see. Let's log into our account here to see who's asking us questions. Okay. All right, it's opening up, guys. You know, we got this Wi-Fi situation going on, so just give it a second so I can see what you guys are saying. Okay. So let's try this. It almost fell. You guys see that? Oh, come on, computers. Okay, let's see if we can get Finance Man on here. See if he's gonna try and join. I think the problem is that I wasn't logged in, so he wasn't able to log in. But anyway, back to, yeah, see, he's hopping in our live here. Yeah, okay, so come on in, Lee, we're waiting on you. Anyway, 90%, guys. Mortgage payments went up 90%. It's very expensive, but here's the good news. Rates are coming down. Rates are coming down every single day, guys. Every single day, it's a little bit of correction, getting way better. And I see him. He's in. Can you hear us, Lee?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay. Well, we can kind of hear you.
Very good.
Yeah, it's somewhere, I guess.
A second ago.
So
Here we go. There goes the video.
We got a case of the Mondays.
I guess we got a case of the Mondays.
Dude, I was listening to I was just telling them. I was listening to PBD, and on his show they said that mortgage payments have gone up 90% since the current administration has taken office. 90%. 90%. National average.
Dude, that can't sustain. What the heck's up with that?
But I'll tell you what can help it sustain. Side hustle.
Side hustle.
Side hustle. I've already shared it.
We got some payments today. Did you see that? You're in Texas. I'm in California. We haven't spoken yet today, but we got payments.
We got commissions.
So it's good news, man. Every time we get an extra little bit of income, that helps a little bit. I mean, loan officer income used to be amazing. Now it's it just is what it is. But it's very nice when we get the little drops into our account. It just shows up because we're doing the side hustle. We're teaching people to make some money on the side.
Yeah, like I told them, I'm like, it's not gangbusters right now, but it's getting bigger and it's getting better every single day, and we've only been doing it for a couple months. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited.
19 Medina 92 says, I helped my sister and bro in-law buy their first home and never made a payment. Would I be considered as a first-timer? So here's the catch. So 19 Medina 92, it takes 12 months. 12 months of them making every payment that you didn't contribute to and did not come out of your bank account. It has to come out of their bank account. After 12 months, I can ignore the monthly payments. So if that is the monthly liability, then there's a 12-month rule, and we'll go with the 12-month rule. If you want to know whether or not you can be the first time home buyer. That's still possible if you're a non-occupant co-borrower on the other house, non-occupant co-borrower. So it's a little tricky, but let's see. We just get you started and see if we can make it happen.
So I'll say my piece on this one. So you say, are you still considered a first-time home buyer? What program do you want?
Good point.
Is there something you're looking for? Ask us. Ask us if you can do this particular program. Because when it comes to first-time home buyer, there's only 2 real first-time home buyer programs that are across the nation, and then you get your onesie twosies here and there that are first-time home buyer, which are like specialty programs like down payment assistance and such. But Fannie Mae has one, and Freddie Mac has one, so there's only 2. And the benefit from that is that you get to put 3% down. Now, whether you're a first-time home buyer or not, FHA is 3.5% down. So
yeah, that's what I was going at. If you're primary residence, it's FHA.
Yeah. So you're going to be in one of those 3 spots, likely. But the truth is, in order to get qualified on a real first-time home buyer program, like a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Home Possible type program, you're going to put 3% down. But you're going to need to have a great file because those ratios have to be in line, and you're only putting a little bit of money down. And the ratios are limited. You're only putting a little bit of money down. The MI's higher. You're only putting a little bit of money down. So it's not the easiest program to get approved for. Plus, your credit needs to be clean. I mean, pretty clean just to get an approval. So, yeah, tell me, what program do you want to get? Maybe you could be a first-time home buyer. Not sure. Need a little bit more detail, but Lee's right. Just call us. Get the ball rolling. If you want to buy now, cool. If you want to buy in a year, that's okay too. At least you'll know where you stand. So, how's your weekend, Lee?
It was good. It's Texas, man. Texas, weather's beautiful. Everything is green. It's awesome. I love being out here.
Green?
Out here. I'll be in Cali tomorrow. Oh yeah, it's like, look around. This is my backyard right here, and it's just as green as it gets.
As green as it gets?
Oh yeah.
Does it get any greener? Dang.
Yeah, I was down by Ladybird Lake last night, and it was just beautiful, beautiful here in Texas. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How are things in Cali?
It's okay. I mean, it's not hot. It's not cold. It's probably, I don't know, 70 degrees outside right now. A little cloudy.
What are the rates showing this morning?
Same. So, like I said last week, I think we positioned ourselves ahead, kind of playing where the puck is going. So, for a 30-year fixed, 6.25. For a 15-year, 5.75. For government, FHA, VA, 5.75. So, we're a little ahead of the game, I think, when it comes to the rates, because once again, on this PBD Patrick McDavid podcast I was listening to, they were like, so rates are like 7.5, and I'm like, yeah, most people are getting that, but just because that's their credit or that's the type of program they're going with, but you can get down to a 6.25, 5.75. You can, it's possible. So
like we tell people, that is the quote that New American Funding puts out on the front of their website. That is not your quote.
Yeah.
In order for us to give you your quote, we have to pull your income, assets, liabilities, credit, and all that fun stuff, and then actually give you your quote.
It's kind of like going to a new build. So the new build says starting in the low 400s. And you're like, wait a minute, I'm pre-qualified for $450,000. So if these houses are in the low 400s, I can buy them. And then you go in, and then you're like, all right, I want the house the way it is right now. They're like, cool, this house is $700,000. $525. Yeah, so no, you're probably not getting that unless you're ready to get that. So same thing with rates. I mean, if you have the perfect credit with the right amount of money down in the right neighborhood and the right weather, when the sun is at the perfect angle, then yeah, you get a 5.75. But most people just don't, because that's not their file.
And when banks quote the best rates, they're usually quoting like 25 to 40% down. 25 to 40% down. Who puts 25? I've seen a lot of people put 20, but 25? 25 to 40% down. That's not realistic for most scenarios. And for 800 credit score, the amount of people that are at 800 are so small. It's so intensely small. Well, so that's just not the way life works.
It's a small amount that we get to see. I think the rest of them, I think every loan officer kind of has the same experience. They have a handful of 800s, because you're right. There's a lot of them, but they're spread out. And to be honest with you, 800s, they're not financing all the time. They're financing when they want to or need to.
Yeah, right.
Everyone else that's financing all the time doesn't have an 800 credit score. Just doesn't.
You ever seen anybody with an 848 FICO? I saw someone for the first time last week.
Yeah, I've seen it. Was it a FICO 8 or a FICO 5?
Dude, I don't know which one it was. But it was 848. I was pretty impressed. I was pretty happy with that. I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
2 points away from perfect?
Pretty darn good. Yeah, that's pretty darn good.
No, I don't think it's 2 points away from perfect. It's 2 points away from the highest number available. It's well over perfect.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty impressive way to say that, man. Impressive way to say that.
Once you hit 800, nothing better happens to you when you get to 801 or 810 or 820, other than the fact that you can brag because no one else has that. Mm-hmm. No one else. Actually, do this, guys. Do this at your at Christmas dinner. Pull out your apps. Pull out your banking app, your credit card app, and put them all on the table. And whoever has the highest score at the dinner table gets all the presents.
And then show a picture of Donald Trump and don't say a word. Just hold it up over the table and just watch the table lose its shit.
No. Do this. Whoever has the highest score, tell them who you voted for. And
then hold a picture up of Donald Trump.
Yes!
And don't say a word.
That will lend itself to something.
Yeah. You want to have an interesting Christmas? Do that. But don't say whether you're for or against. Just hold it up. The mugshot picture. Not just a picture, the mugshot picture.
That's the best picture.
Smile and then frown. And then smile and then frown.
That's the best picture, man. That's the best picture. I mean, I didn't...
No,
Yeah,
he played that pretty well.
He did good. He did really good. Hey, you see LeBron James and Colby Covington coming after him?
No, what's going on?
Okay, so Colby Covington, he's a badass UFC fighter, just one of the top-ranked UFC, just American badass. That's all he is. Mm-hmm. Winner, just champion. And then LeBron doing LeBron antics, of course. So out there for a game, he's sitting down with his head down while everyone else is standing for the national anthem. So Colby comes out, and he's like, hey, LeBron, he doesn't even say LeBron James' name right. He calls him like LeBron or something like that. Doesn't even really know his name. But he's like, hey, this country gave you the opportunity to make $1 billion, man, and you're going to sit down for it? He's like, why don't you effing leave or come deal with me? And he's like serious about it too. And he's like, go F yourself, go F yourself, go F yourself. Yeah, just calling him out. And he's right, man. I mean, are we upset at what's going on in our country? Yeah. The left is upset. The right is upset. Yeah, cool. We've been upset for 300 years, though. This isn't nothing's been perfect from day one. Everyone's always been upset.
What LeBron's doing. What's LeBron doing? What did he
do
make everybody mad?
He's protesting the national anthem again. That's it. Just
the
Star Spangled or whatever it is. Yeah, or whatever it is.
I didn't know that.
He's been doing that since day one. He's crazy. Dude, he's owned. He is owned.
Okay.
Think about it. He's kind of like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is owned.
You think so?
By the Church of Scientology?
Oh, I think owned by blackmailed, cornered into a spot to be able to be quiet and do whatever you're told. That's owned, I guess, all right?
Mm-hmm. Well, they say things like sell your soul, okay? Like, this guy sold his soul. Like, when I used to hear that, I used to think like when the devil came out and played the violin, or you know what I mean?
Devil Went Down to Georgia?
Yeah, that song.
The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
So I always looked at it. I always looked at it that way. Like, you actually made a deal with the devil. So I was like, fake thing. But now that I look at it, I'm like, no, it's a real thing. But you're not selling your soul. Well, you're selling your soul to an organization. You're selling your soul to a group of people that think one way, that may write your checks. And if you don't do the things that they want you to do, those checks, the fame, all those things that they control go away. And that's why I say LeBron is owned. I don't think
it's just an allegiance thing either. I think they need leverage. So
100%. Put on this dress. Let me take a picture of you. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton.
How did these guys stay quiet for so long against something that's so wrong? I don't even know how you
obviously wrong. There's confusion too. Like,
no touching of little boys. That's pretty simple.
No,
I didn't. Really confusing.
I didn't even know that's the arena you were standing in, man. I had no idea that's what you were talking about.
No, it's real clear in my eyes.
I was talking about college
Endgame.
students not knowing
No.
what certain things mean, but you went straight to
Oh,
a bad
dude, what?
thing.
You're talking about Epstein Island.
Oh,
which
okay,
is going
yeah.
for-
All right, so LeBron James, Epstein Island, very interesting topics. Not the same. Not the same.
Not the same. Almost.
I don't know.
They both have jets.
You know what I did see? I seen,
What?
what's his name? Ron, help me. Libertarian, Congressman,
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul. Rand Paul. His son, Rand Paul.
Right. Okay.
So Rand Paul came out. He was like, "Merry Christmas." I forget the names of these organizations that are internal. They're like secret organizations that the U.S. has for spying on its own people. And he's like, "Congratulations! They passed a new law where they're able to listen to your calls, look at your text messages, look at all your private emails,
I'm
and
so
all these
grateful
things."
for these guys who bring this stuff out.
Well, it's out, and he knows about it, and he's saying that they passed it, and he's upset about it. But a guy at his level can't do anything about it.
I know.
So
That's
what
the
do-
crazy
what
part.
the- what do we
John
do?
F. Kennedy.
So what do we do?
Robert Kennedy. You can just be mad and talk about it on the Chris and Lee podcast.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's about it.
So
That's about it.
So here's
Hey,
my
brother,
question.
I gotta get going. I got a flight to catch. It's great. I will talk to you again. We'll be live tomorrow.
all right. So here's my question to you guys. So if we can't do anything about it, if you can't do anything about it, what's there to do about it? Why are we even talking about it? Is there? I mean, I'm sure at some level there's something that can be done. I'm sure at some level someone can start a protest, someone can get a group of people together, someone can do a lot of things in order to try to combat this. But I think the man has such a control over people that there's not much that you could do. But anyways, you guys have questions about loans? You guys have questions about mortgages? Do you guys have questions about how to get qualified? 19 Medina, you could be considered a first-time home buyer. I don't know. We're going to have to look at your file. Yeah, we're going to have to look at your file. But get pre-qualified, guys. Get your idea in motion. If you want to be a homeowner, get pre-qualified. If you're thinking about becoming a homeowner, get pre-qualified. If you want to own a house one day, get pre-qualified. You guys are going to be a little bit taken aback by this, but I qualified an 18-year-old. I got an 18-year-old qualified to buy a house because while he was in high school, he worked a part-time job. And then he graduated high school with a 2-year work history and is qualified to buy a house. Has he bought a house yet? No. Shopping, but 18 years old. So you need a 2-year work history. If you have a 2-year work history and a 580 or better credit score, you may have an opportunity to be a homeowner. That's how easy it is, guys. 2-year work history, 580 or better credit score. Might you need a down payment? Yes. Might you need closing costs? Yes. But those are things that we can iron out as we're going through the process. Once again, getting pre-qualified just lets you know where you stand. So if you came to me and said, "Hey, Chris, I have an 800 credit score. I've been working for 10 years. I have no money in my bank account," I would say, let's get you pre-qualified. Why? Because there's programs that will help you with the down payment. Why? Because there's programs that will help you with the closing costs, okay? Let's say that you said, "Chris, I have $1 million in cash, but my credit is garbage and I can't buy a house. I just know I can't." Cool. Let's get you pre-qualified. Let me look at your credit. Let me see what you're really working with, because once again, a 580 can get you into a house. It can. And if you have close to that, there's things that you can do to your credit to get it up just a little bit over that mark so that you can buy a house. It's not that hard, guys. Now, for those that really don't want to buy a house, for those that are okay with renting, and there's nothing wrong with renting, guys. It's a financial decision that you guys choose. So when it comes to finance, there's no right and wrong. It's just what's appropriate for you and what's not appropriate for you. I don't think Elon Musk's own house anymore. I think he's had like a dozen houses that he sold. Elon Musk doesn't own a house. Richest man in the world. So buying a house isn't for everybody. You guys are watching this because you're probably interested in becoming a homeowner. And if you already own a home, you're probably watching this because you want to buy your second home. And if you already have a second home, you're probably watching this because you want to buy units. And if you already own units, you're probably watching this because you want an investment property. So there's a lot of reasons to watch us, guys. A ton of reasons. And I know this. You're not watching us because you're interested in basket weaving. You're not watching us because you're interested in scuba diving. You're watching us because you're interested in purchasing houses. Or maybe it's because of my devilish good looks, my charm, my charisma, and my comedic humor. Could be that too. But aside from all that, you're watching us because you want to buy a house. That's the truth of it. And if you guys want to buy a house, it's not that hard. Rates are pretty good. They're not great, but they're pretty good. They're not that bad. Okay. Are they bad compared to the way they were during our COVID lockdown? Sure. They're a lot higher than then, but we were dealing with a crisis. I believe our country's leaders were doing things to try to put us in a better position. So they did things to lower the rates, which gave us a little bit of a boom in real estate. Okay. And then inflation came, so they raised the rates, and now things are more expensive, and it's backed people off. People are losing jobs. Inflation's getting underhand, so rates are starting to come down now. Okay. So as they come down, as the rates come down, the payments do get more affordable at the same price. So if you had a 500, can you help? Yuma. All right. I digress, guys. I gotta hop on this. 621 credit score, 943 a month. And I believe that's Social Security, disability, zero down, no cosigner. Can you help? So a $943 a month income is going to get you a mortgage less than $100,000. So that's the truth. Okay. It's going to get you a mortgage less than $100,000 with principal, interest, taxes, and insurance included. So what that tells me is that I probably can't, because I have loan amounts of about $80,000 to $100,000 minimum that I can do, somewhere in that range. I don't know the exact, but somewhere in that range. So you're probably looking at a lower loan amount than that. But that being said, give me a call. Let me take a look at your file. I'm doing guesswork based on the data you're giving me. So kind of like when you go to a doctor and you say, "Hey doc, I have a pain," or you call them. You say, "Hey doc, I have a pain on my side, a little bit above my waist, a little bit below my armpit, but it hurts right here, and it only spikes during this, and blah 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 blah." So the doctor's gonna go, "Why don't you come in? Let's pull your blood. Let me look at you. Let me do a few things, and then I'll make a decision." Same thing to you, Yuma, with 0 DTI. Call me. Let me talk to you. Let me look at your file before I make a decision. Because two things exist. One, the fact. Two, and then the guideline. So you give me the facts. I'll look at the guideline. I'll see what I can make happen. Okay? So maybe. I'm going to give you a maybe. I'm not going to tell you no, but I'm going to give you a maybe. Is there challenges? Absolutely. But I'm going to give you a maybe. So Yuma, do me a favor. Screenshot this. Here's our commercial for today, guys. It's Chris and Lee, Badass Loan Officers. Screenshot this. Save it in your phone. And then let's see if we can get you into a home. So I'm going to give you a maybe. So back to some statistics, guys. So 94% of Americans believe that owning a home is a fixture of being an American. 94% of Americans believe that owning a home is a fixture of being American. But only 50% of those believe they will be able to be a homeowner. Okay? Only 50% of those believe that they're going to be able to be a homeowner. And that's probably because of where they're at. Like, for instance, let's say you live in Los Angeles, where the average home is probably somewhere between $800 to $1 million. I'm talking about like LA proper, okay? So probably about $800 to $1 million is what you're looking at to own a home there. I'm talking about a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, regular cookie cutter home, probably built in the 50s, probably close to $1 million, okay? And now you're 18 years old. You started a job. Maybe you're working somewhere good. Maybe you're making $50,000, $80,000 a year. You still can't afford to live in that neighborhood, and you're making decent cash, okay? So let's say you've worked there for a few years. Now it's 2025, and now you're 22 years old, and you're making close to $100,000 a year. Still can't buy in that neighborhood. So that's the challenge, guys. What you got to do is you got to open your mind, though, and go, wait a minute. Yes, I do live in LA proper, but I happen to know that my friend that bought in Lancaster bought for $400,000. I happen to know that my cousin that bought in the high desert bought for $400,000. I happen to know that my friend that bought in Hemet bought for $400,000. So here's what I'm saying, is that can you buy immediately in the area where you currently live? Maybe not. But can you live somewhere on the outskirts? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. And here's the strategy, guys. If you didn't have it, I'm about to give you the strategy of how you buy in an area that is not your ideal neighborhood and you get out quick with cash. Here's the strategy. Get pre-qualified now. Go shopping. Get into a house. Get into contract. Of course, your agent has to do some negotiation. Get into contract. Get your house. Let's say that it is 40 minutes away from where you really wanted to live. So now you got a 40-minute drive to work or from work, whatever the case is. It's not in your ideal area, okay? The rates are going down next year. The rates are going down. In your neighborhood, where you're at right now, if you look to the left and look to the right, is there any houses that are being sold for much less than they were being sold a year ago? Probably not. In these little pocket communities, yeah, because there's pocket communities that are going down and there's pocket communities that are just, just going straight up. So you got these in pocket communities. But across the nation, values are still doing this, okay? Maybe they're not like this, but they're still going up like this, okay? Slow. So values across the nation are still going up. As rates start coming down, guess what happens to those values? So if you get yourself into a house in a not ideal area because it's a little out from work, you got to drive a little further to take kids to school. It's away from your mom, so now you got to sit in traffic to visit her on the weekends. So it is not ideal. That's what I'm saying. But live in it for 1 year. Live in it for 1 year. By the end of next year, I am certain, based on the direction the interest rates are going in, you're going to have equity, okay? Now you sell that house and you take that equity, and now you got cash money to do something with. Or maybe you sit on it for 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. I don't know what your plan is, but now you got cash money to do something with. That cash money you could buy probably raw land, probably put a unit on it. I don't know. There's a lot of options that you have. Or maybe you just want to go back to the neighborhood you were living in, but now you got cash money for down payment or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of things you can do, guys. It's not just, I'm stuck, poor me, I'd like to be a homeowner, but I don't think I can afford it, okay? Probably can't unless you do something about it. Unless you do something about it. You probably can't afford to buy a house. So instead of telling you guys to do something, we're doing it ourselves. And we are being successful at it. And we are making sales. And we are helping others to do the same. So when it comes to buying a house, can you really afford it? I don't know. Let's get pre-qualified and see where you stand. And if you don't, I'll give you some advice of what you can do so that you can afford it. Okay? So step 1, get pre-qualified. Step 2, if you can't buy a house, we'll send you down a direction to correct it so you can buy a house. If you can buy a house, it's up to you. No one can make you buy a house. If you get pre-qualified and I say you are qualified for this amount right now, you can buy right now. No one can make you buy. No one can make you buy unless you want to, but at least you know where you stand. So that's all I'm saying, guys. I just want to give you guys an opportunity to know where you stand, give you an opportunity to go down the process of getting pre-qualified, because the truth is there's only a handful of Americans that go through this. I mean, there's in California alone, there's 40 million people. 40 million people. At least last time I checked, it was close to that in the whole state. 40 million people, not enough houses, just not enough houses. And I know a lot of them, like I said, 94% of Americans want to be homeowners, but only 50% believe they'll be able to buy one. So what that means is that the houses that are available, that are being sold, that will be being sold, are going to be very hard to get your hands on because there's so many people that want one house. So let's just say 5. Let's just say 5 people want one house, okay? How many people can buy this house? Only 1. There's going to be 4 other people that need to go somewhere else. But there's not that many houses for sale. Now, the builders are going to start picking up. No doubt about it. The builders are going to start, when the rates drop and the buyers come in, I believe the builders' hammers are just going to be putting nails in the walls, paint on the walls, slapping the curtains on, putting people in a house, putting people in a house, putting people in a house. I believe that's what's going to happen. But you know what happens when builders come in is they build phases, okay? So phase 1 may go for 300 grand. Phase 2 may go for 500 grand. Phase 3 may go for 700 grand. Phase 4 may go for 900 grand. So as they sell out in phases, the same exact houses get more and more expensive. More expensive, more expensive. Now, for those of you that own, beautiful, because you get to participate in that equity. And those of you that are going to be buying here soon, beautiful, because you'll be able to participate in that equity too. Now, does that mean you're going to cash out on that equity? No, it doesn't mean that. Or maybe it does, depending on what you want to do, because it's up to you. It's not up to me. It's not up to the real estate salesperson at the builder's office. It's not up to your licensed real estate agent. It's not up to anybody but you if you want to buy a house. It is just my job to make sure that you're qualified to buy that house. And if you're not qualified, I will give you the direction to get qualified, whether it's credit, income, whatever it may be. I'll let you know the challenge so you can get it solved. But that's all for me, folks. I just wanted to come out here and say happy Monday. I hope you guys are killing it in life. And if you're not, give me a call. I'll help you kill it, okay? You guys have a great week. Talk to you soon.